How often have I said to you that when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however impossible, must be the truth? In a world of mysteries, it can often become overwhelming when being faced with problem after problem. This is a common experience for most people, and surely you yourself have had those moments where you just don't know. You have those moments where you grow frustrated and think to yourself, what exactly is even going on right now? This world is filled with more deception and mind games than you could ever imagine. On my channel, I've already covered videos showing how to be like the aggressor, learning how to play mind games. But today, we'll look at a different side of life. Undoubtedly, one of the smartest detectives in fiction is none other than L. This Death Note antagonist, the one and only obstacle of the genius serial killer Kira, displayed his talents throughout the series and arguably figured out the identity of Kira within the first 8 episodes, and even found a rough area of where Kira lives within only the first episode, all while remaining anonymous, sitting alone in a dark room on a laptop. Today, I will teach you the art of perfect deductions. We will look at what makes a good deduction and a few methods of making smart deductions. I welcome you to How to Make Perfect Deductions like L. Lawliet. The first step is to recognize the basics. Under no circumstances can you get ahead of yourself when trying to make deductions. Often enough, spending time simply going for basic deductions to build rapport on a subject or event can be more beneficial and way less time-consuming than shooting for the most brilliant deduction. Why? Because unless you are born an absolute genius, that brilliant deduction either won't come on time or won't come at all. Later on in the video, we will discuss brilliant deductions, but right now, we need to remember that the basics are key. Your first step in making deductions is information, more specifically, facts. You must first be aware of all facts revolving around what or who you're working on. Use past experiences and present observation, and you can usually connect the dots. There is nothing new under the sun. It has all been done before. Similar to chess, nearly every move, every action has been done before. The more you understand human nature and the more you experience and observe these things, the more the patterns form, making it easier to then come to a conclusion. The second step to making deductions is forcing things you can analyze to come to light. Now, you may be wondering what exactly that means, so allow me to explain. You need to force information out of others if you want things to work with, but you also need to know how to work with such information. The key? Mastering the art of reading people. In this chapter of the video, I'll teach you the ways to extract information from others, but also know what to look out for in your deductions and observations. Firstly, let them speak. Sit back and let the other person volunteer information, rather than pulling it out of them. Don't let on what you know too early or at all. Stay relaxed while observing. What you are observing is not the person themselves, but the person as they are in a quasi-interrogational situation with you. So don't make it seem like an inquisition. Otherwise, you may simply be watching them feel distressed about the situation itself. Focus on their words and tone rather than just body language. Don't worry about individual signs and clues like touching the nose, looking up to the right, or stuttering. Rather, look at how the person responds in general to shifts in the conversation, especially at junctures where you believe they may be having to concoct a story on the fly. Over-detailed stories are often lies. Listen for stories that seem unusually long or detailed. Liars use more words, and they may even talk more quickly. Watch primarily for inconsistencies, details of the story that don't add up, emotional expressions that don't fit the story, or abrupt shifts in the way the story is told. Being chatty and then all of a sudden getting quiet and serious when you ask a particular question is certainly telling. Using context, look for patterns. Always interpret your conversation in the light of what you already know, the context, and other details you've observed in your interactions with this person. It's all about looking at patterns, and then trying to determine if any disruptions in that pattern point to something interesting. Don't be afraid to trust your gut instinct. Your unconscious mind may have picked up some data your conscious mind hasn't become aware of. Don't make decisions on intuition alone, but don't dismiss it too quickly either. Intelligence isn't entirely the key factor in making deductions. Rather, it's simply just your deduction skills, which you develop yourself. By far, the best way to be able to make great deductions is through practice, and practice alone. Don't waste your time and money on books. Hell, you could even throw this video out of the window. Starting right now, at this very second, you need to turn your brain onto maximum capacity. From now until the day you die, you will constantly question and make deductions on everything around you. Meeting up with a friend, look at them and deduce where they've been, how they're feeling, test to see if they're lying. Question every single thing. Your goal is to constantly stimulate your brain with problems and mysteries. The more active your brain becomes, the more efficient it will be. You can't expect to magically have the soccer skills of a professional until you've put in the time and effort. Offer your soul to the cause. It's the exact same thing with deduction. You will not become a master instantly. You need to put in the time and effort to slowly, naturally improve it. The more your brain is stimulated, the better your deductions will be. I guarantee you, if you practice enough every single day, even in times where nothing is going on, your deductions will improve. Now remember, do not fear being wrong, as every time you're wrong, a door to growth is open. The more wrong deductions you have now, the more correct deductions you'll have in the future. Practice as much as you can, and you will reach L's level of deduction skills. Thank you all so much for watching. The insane amount of support recently has been very humbling. There will be more to come.